Good morning, good afternoon. Raquel Redmond from Brava Art Press, presenting this time a series of small projects on textiles. So we have all of these fun projects to do when you have a little time or you want to do something different from painting, drawing and sculpture. These projects are all fun to do and they're very economical because there are many things that you can find at home, or your teacher might be able to find an opportunity shop or an op shop, we call. So there are a lot of possibilities using recycled materials. Let's talk about materials. What do we need for these projects? Mainly we will need recyclable bits and bobs, like bits of this comes from a scarf. This one is another scarf that I found all of these bits at the local op shop. And we need some cardboard, also from any cardboard box that you can find anywhere. We will need some buttons. I bought these new buttons, but there will be probably some buttons at home that you can bring from home to use. We need a very few buttons, so that can come from home. We will need some scissors. Scissors according to your age group. They could be this size, or they could be short ones. And we need containers for dispensing the glue, cheap paintbrushes for gluing. The textiles that we are going to use this time are mainly bits and pieces of cotton that you can buy at an opportunity shop, or or probably you have an old dress at home that is appropriate to cut up and make up different things that we can make with little bits, like cut up long bits of material to do the weaving with cotton, if you like. I also have some lace, some old lace here, and we have yarns, colorful yarns, dispensers like this, because it's very hard for a young student to handle a whole ball of yarn. So it's better just to use a bit of cardboard and then just put enough yarn that you will need for your project. I found these wonderful needles, these plastic needles that are perfect for young children and for children that cannot handle needles with sharp points. Now that we have all the information, all the materials that you need, and you have seen some samples, there are also going to be a list of materials on our website, which is www.bravaartpress.com. There will be detailed lists there of things that can be come from home. There's a list of recyclable materials that your teacher can send home, and mom or dad will organize for you to bring a few bits and pieces. So let's start. Here we are. We are going to start with weaving. We have here some woven bits done with fabrics and wool. And this is a little bag here. We have another one here, another sample, and this one that has been done with yarns. This one here is one that has been already taken off the loom, and here we have to start with what we need to start with. We have the loom, and there is a very important tool that I invented, very simple, is a needle. It's a plastic needle like this that I made from a recycled plastic bottle. I have a bit of plastic here, and I'll show you how to do this this needle. And this is the bottle. This is the clean plastic bottle that I have been cutting to make these needles. I also have here a hole punch instrument. It's quite big, but there are little ones that you can have at home. So how you make this needle? Simply cut here and make it nice and rounded on the top, so you can pass through the use it in the loom without no problem. Round it like that. All you need is that. Then put it in the here and press down to make a hole, and that is the hole. It's on the side. It doesn't matter whether the hole falls on the side or on the center. Ideally should be on the center. So that is the needle that we are going to use. To create this very simple loom, I have a piece of cardboard here, and I'm starting from the beginning because I know that many teachers and many parents probably know how to do this, but there are other teachers probably or parents that don't know how to use these materials. I didn't know. I have to learn myself. So here we are. I have a little bit of paper where I establish how the distance between each cut for the loom. So I'm going to apply this little cut here and draw that, and that will be the cut, and then here will be the cut. I'll turn it over here and I'll start again from here to there. I know that that will be the cut where the like that. Now we are going to cut. We're going to cut a little bit here, no long cuts, just a little bit cutting here on those black marks, and there and there, and it's ready. Now how do you put your yarn, your wool here is very important. You pass it here from like that, and then you go to the back, and using this masking tape that has been dispensed in this way for lots of people to have access to it, we are going to pull that to give. We always leave a bit longer thread here so we can use that when we finish, and start preparing our loom by going that way, and then you are not going back because it's only going to be one. It's going to be one. If you do double like this, you have double side like this, and you make a bag. This time we're going to do only single-sided. So on the back here we are pushing there and going back there, and then on the back to front like this, back to front like this. You can hold it like this with your finger if you need, and back and front and back and front and back, and then cut it and a bit of masking tape like that. So this is ready to start weaving. With my needle that is right here, I'm cutting enough yarn here, not a long one because it's going to be really difficult to handle. So I'm cutting that. I'm making it double by just holding the two ends here and running my fingers like this to double it up. Then this is going to be very easy to go through here to this through this hole, and it become thicker and thicker. So we have that thickness together, pull, and that is ready. Now when we start, we are going to start here. No, this side. When you do weaving, you go up and down, up and down. So we have, or better say, under and over. So we are going over and under, over and under. You place your needle under. I bet you have done a lot of paper weaving. So that is under, so you go over and come back. Come back here, under, pull it over and under, over and under. It's a nice thing to repeat so you know, you remember. Over and under until you get to the other end, and you don't have to do anything but come back, under and over and under, and you go always pushing that way, so your weaving is going to be completely together. It's not you won't have holes in between, and it's always good to leave this thread hanging here, because you will need, when you finish, you will need to make knots. This is for this project you need to know how to make knots. So under, over, under, over and under. We have been weaving for a while, and we got to the situation where I'm going to run out of yarn. I need to put more yarn in my needle. So what to do? You just very careful cut your yarn there, and this is the one that I like to use next. So a bit more on my needle. I call it my plastic needle, like that. And here I have this bit here, so we're making a knot there to create another color and to keep going with the weaving. So knot, pull, and keep going. This we have under, over, under, and you go on and on pushing that way until you get, let's say, up that level, and you stop there, because you need that distance to tie the knots. So this one is a double one, and the way to take this off the loom is simply very carefully cut this bits here, the threads here, cut that, and then knot it together like this. Everything has been cutted here. There is nothing there. All the knots are done. So we are going to start pulling this off the loom. Just pull down like this. You have to do it very carefully with a lot of patience, because we don't want to destroy it. There you are. You have a double. Now with your needles, you can sew the bottom, and I'll do some nice sewing here. So that's the double one. Now with the single one has been done with cottons, just dress materials, something that you can buy easily in the op shop. So this is the same thing. You cut. If you want to go one by one, cut two, tie the knots. I just found that I've been tying these knots, but instead of having two little bits, I have three. So what do? I simply just do two and one, and it will be okay to do like that. So we have all these bits of weaving that you have done, and the next question is, how do you use them, or what do you do with them? In the case of the bag, you can just make a little handle by using yarns, and make a little doll, a little bag for your worry doll that we are going to make later on. A lot of fun. Or you can use your little weaving to put it on your other doll that we are going to make, like to decorate the doll like that. Or simply, there's another project here with another idea. You can just stitch it on this arpillera and make an arpillera made out of yarns.